Hello everyone, this is the third part of a video, and today we're gonna be able to plant seed. So let's start, and first we need to define where we can plant seed. As for me, my seed can be planted only in some area here, only on such earth. So also, it should not be planted if my earth looks like, let me move it a little bit here, like here. For example, if I have a branch here, so then I can place seed here. So we need to make some validation. First, let's make a validation with just an earth. So let's open garden place that we've created with earth decal, and let's add the box collision component here. And let's increase it. I don't think that we will increase extents. Let's increase it somehow like this. And just check in the real world if scale is fine. Yes, I think that this scale is fine for me. So seed can plant anywhere in this box. Also, I will select garden place and increase that scale of this box like this. So here how it looks like. Next, let's go to collision of this box, and what we need to do, we need to check which type static mesh of a plant has. Static mesh of plant is it has no collision, it is world static. It is world static by default, so our garden place, our box it should not overlap everything. Let's make it also world static. It should ignore everything but overlap world static. And for BP plant, for static mesh have no collision, I will also make it overlap world static. Oh no, no, that's not a good idea. Let's add some collision also here. For example, box collision, um, validation. I call it validation box. Decrease its size like this, for example, and increase its scale by z like this. And make it custom world static, and it can overlap only world static. Now on pouch component, when we move, we should uh, we should add a function. For example, let's create a function, call it validate plant, no, validate just placement. Validate placement, and it will return us if placement is valid or not. Now, and every conditions will be checked here in this function. So let's get plant actor and get this validation box that we've created. Get validation BP plant validation box. Okay, get box. Get validation box here, and let's overlap get overlapping actors. We need to get overlapping actors and class filter. I think that we don't need any class filter, so we will get an overlapping actors. And no, first let's check. It should overlap at least one garden place. So let's add a class filter called BP garden place. I think that this one, yes. Um, Here. And now, if it is empty, if it doesn't overlap any garden place, then it's not a valid placement. Then we're adding return node, connecting it here, and is empty. If it is empty, then it is not valid. So not boolean and returning it. Calling valid question mark. Now on make movement trace, every time we're changing a location, we should validate placement. So here we are validating a placement. And if it is valid, then we will colorize our plant with a green color. In other case, with red color. So here we are starting previewing, and let's create a new function. No, let's add a parameter for start previewing. No, let's add a boolean here called is previewing, and is previewing is false by default, and here it will become true. And also, let's create a new function and name it mm, colorize. No, update set is valid, and it will receive an input called is valid. And next, we're checking if it is previewing now. Get is previewing. If it is, then we're getting a static mesh um, and calling set materials. No, we're getting all materials. No, we're getting these base materials. Get base materials, and for each of them, for example, on true, and we don't need this. No, we need this only if it's previewing. And for each of base materials, we're getting static mesh and setting material. Set material. Loop index is the same index as here, and material will differ according to is valid. So let's get is valid and select by it. Select and selecting material. So if it is valid, we're setting our created material called mplant preview. So let's go to plant parent, and if it is valid, we are using this. And if it is not, we will have the same material but with red color. Let's open plant preview and make color a variable, a parameter, and call it base color. And now let's create material instance and call it mi plant preview red. Open it up, and here we can change a color. Let's make it like this. And that's all. Now this material goes into false statement. Here it is. That's all. Now let's call this function set is valid from pouch component. So we are validating a placement, getting a plant actor, and set is valid. Like this. And there is one problem. Changing material is a very expensive thing, so we don't need to change it every time. So for example, if it's valid true and in next line trace it's also true, we don't need to do this. We don't need to change, apply and apply the same material. So we're doing this only if previous is valid. So let's create a variable is valid. By default it is true, because by default we're colorizing it in start preview with green color. And here we are checking if last is valid is not equal. If it is not equal to new is valid. And if it is so, then we are doing this. Then we're doing this, and on completed, we are setting is valid. Set is valid with this one. I'm not sure that, let's call it previous is valid from uppercase letter, previous is valid, and here I will change it not to previous is valid but for is valid because I went through the same names, exchanged. Okay, and on the completed over loop I'm setting previous is valid to this is valid, like this. So on pouch component it's called. Okay, now let's test it out. Here it is. Let's pick up seeds, pouch, hoe, and equip 1, 2. Okay. Um, First, let's change some earth like this. And now let's plant some seeds. So it is red because I can't plant it here. And when I move into an earth, it's colored with green, as we can see, because here we can plant. And that's all about validation of an earth. Also, I see some bug with displayment of tomato seed, but it's on my side because of my equipment component. And we have also, let's fix one more issue on pouch component, event graph, and on the equip, we should destroy current plant actor if it is exist. So let's get plant actor, convert to validate get, and destroy it like this. Okay, back to validate placement. So now we were able to validate, so it will be placed only on Earth. And the next thing that we need to do is we need to validate if there are no more uh, overlapping actors except this one. So it should not overlap anything else. So we're copying this get validation box and overlap get overlapping actors here like this. Next, we need to remove every actor that is BP garden place. So I don't know, we have a filter array. Yeah, we have a filter array function and we will filter it by class BP garden place. So it will filter every class, I think that, and it will remove every BP garden place from here, and only other classes will stay. So let's disconnect this and connect this to this. So, and if there is something that we are overlapping, if filtered array is not empty, is empty, if it is empty, everything is fine. And if this is not empty, everything is fine. So we're getting this here, and so it is valid if this is true and this is true, like this. Let's move it to the left side. Okay. Now looks like everything is fine. We pick up everything. Okay, I think that I need the thumbnails because I don't know. Okay, for now, let's create, for example, okay, I can't, under a branch. And as you see, branch is colored with decal. So as I told in previous videos, in the first video, I should open my branch and select receives and mark receives decals to false. So now let me pick up a pouch, tomato seeds, and it can be planted here because a collision of my branch is very big, I think. or not. Let me check. No, it's not working. It's not working. It always returns false to us. So filter array based on class derived from actor. It should be empty. And if it is, I think that, oh, okay, filter seems like it works. It doesn't remove garden places. It removes everything that is not garden place. Okay, so what we can do, we can we make it a set? No, we cannot make it a set. We need to remove every item from this array that is not BP garden place. So it's not working. Let's remove filter. Let's move it to the right side. And now, after we're getting overlapping actors, we will loop through each of them for each loop and create a local variable called local overlapped actors filtered. Okay, and now here we are checking if its class get class. If it is not equal to BP garden place, if it is not equal to BP garden place, then we're adding this actor to our newly created array. Also, it should be of type of an actor, an array of actors. We're getting overlapped actors filtered and add. So if it is not equal, then we're adding this one actor like this. Okay, and when it is completed, we are gonna return. When it is completed, we're gonna return, and this local overlapped actor filtered should be empty. Get is empty, like this. Now let's check it. Let's check it again. Okay, let's go here. Now let's select pouch, tomato seeds, and it can be placed here. Okay, seems like it doesn't overlap anything. Maybe my branch is... maybe my branch has bad collision. Let me open it. Okay, it should overlap with this capsule component. I don't know what it is, what capsule it is. It's world dynamic. And BP plant parent, this overlapping collision. Also, let me scale it down a little bit like this. It overlaps only world static. So let's make it overlap world dynamic, pawn, physics body, buildings for, of course, resource, and that's fine. Okay, also let me move this sector right there on the branch so that I will not edit every time, like this and this and this. And let's start. Let's pick up seeds. Now let's select tomato seeds, and here it can be placed, and here on the branch it cannot be placed, as you can see. It overlaps something here. I think that it overlaps. I think that here we have bounds for place where we can build. Here we have a stone. It's not visible. Yeah, here it is. And now I will collect branch, collect stone, open it up, and now I can plant seed anywhere here. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.